Today, there's just one thing on the plan. To complete the dark star. It's a new mirror so that I can see the camera is on. So I'm going to get to my one agenda item to complete the painting dark star, which is now called, gosh, I think it's called, what do I call it? Snow Lake Dark Star. Snow Lake Dark Star. I like that. I like that. So, here it is. Give me the full view. Back in the picture there. So, I'll show you the full view later. You get most of it in the picture. So the work I want to do is down here. Got this line here. It's pretty good. I'm gonna add on that line. Then I'm gonna block this off. And then there's little details here that I have to fix. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, that's too bright. Okay. Black. Now this, I'm just going to apply what's called liberally, which is like this. Uh-oh. So if you can see that, I'm just squirting it on there. Shine a little light on that. Squirting on there. You see it? Okay. And then what I want to do is have a jagged line. Not jagged, just, you know the word, rough. Kind of sticks out a bit. You can see all this. Where's my jacket? Goodness sakes. They're from white, but you know what? Okay, let's just do this. I want to be kind of I'm just kind of going with it now. It's too late to take it off. So I'm kind of going with that fat line. And then what I'll do, so I'm going to put another fat line on top, on the white. You see now I'm kind of painting it into the rest of it. See now. See what I'm doing here? I hope you can see it. 'Cause that's number one mission today on the painting side of life. Oh, it's looking good. Like some big fat line. That's what I wanted. And I'm going to put another fat line up on top. That's white. So it's kind of like Snow Lake Dark Star. What's with the dark star thing, eh? I don't know. You know, who is responsible for dreams, right? I guess I am, but dreams and paintings, kind of the same. Kind of just happen. If you let it happen. And that's just being comfortable with yourself. With your, just doing it. Just, what do you think? What do you want to do? Just do it. I sound like a Nike ad, right? It's kind of sickening. Do it. I'm going to do in the middle here too. Oh shit, it's too bright. I think you can see it now. There we go, that's better. How's that? Now there's black right in the middle, and you see how it goes out and out? I got a problem. Problem is there's little specks there. Get rid of some of them like this. Actually, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So that's the first job. Done. I like to paint over the edges. So the whole thing is the painting mostly. Some paintings, it didn't quite work out that way, right? But most of them I like to do it so that it just is what it is. So there's no need for a frame. I think is ridiculous, okay? I think frames are ridiculous. What the hell? You spend all your time. Where am I going to get the frame? What's going to be the frame? It's ridiculous. So in my paintings, it's just the painting, right? All of it. And if it's raggedy or jaggedy at the edges, well, that's the way it is. You get to see something interesting. So that's that line. And I have two waters here, one for black and one for white. So the black and the dark colors go there, and the light goes in that water. And that's just to keep the brush soft. Okay, this one was a bit low. But I'm going to try to do the same thing here. How do you like the new mirror, eh? It's really ghetto. It's really heck. And you notice a little branding here. And can you see that? There it is. And here's the, you can see the microphone. And it's not new. I said in the last video it's new. It's not new. I've had it for years. And it's not the greatest one. But then again, we're not about the greatest and the best and the, you know what I'm saying? We're about real, being able to do it with whatever you got. And I had this, and I had this mirror that I found in the, on my hikes, and I had, okay, now we got a little problem here. Should I wait? Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I made a little mistake. I should have done the white first. But you know what? We live with our mistakes, right? Okay. Another thing I didn't do. I didn't fill it up. Car won't run unless you fill it with gas. The electric vehicle won't fill up and won't drive unless you put electrons in it. Not going to win a marathon unless you have your breakfast. Just got to get that thing. I'll be right back. See the sculpture in the background? There's a story behind that. I'm not going to tell it now. I think I started it in another video describing what it was. But it's a kind of can-do attitude, you know what I'm saying? You got to just do with what you got and what you got. Oh, no. Okay. So now the white is semi-full. And I'm going to do the same thing with the white. This little mirror is so that I can see what's happening in the camera. Come on. Uh-oh. We're to properly seal the container. properly seal the container, because otherwise it all comes out. Okay, here goes. God damn it. Okay. What's up, man? There we go. See what I'm doing? Just putting it on, buddy, putting it on heavy. Shit. And you see the problem? Because there's some places where it's not totally covered, the white. And it's splatting over on this side. Fix that. Pretty much uses all the paint that I put in there. Okay. Oop. Not afraid to use my hands. Oh shit. Except for when you fuck it up. Okay. Because there are no fuck ups in this game. Because remember, we're not talking about fine art. We're not talking about Renoir and Cézanne and all this bullshit. We're talking our world now, where we live with what we got. Which, if you ask me, it's pretty good. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. And I got it all over my hands, which is a problem, because sometimes you get it on the painting. I'm gonna take a break, wash my hands. Okay, hands washed. Now let's get the white brush out. Because I want to have a kind of a rough effect, I'm not gonna use those fine. Yeah, another one, let's see. Big ones. Yeah, let's play a game here. Let's use a really big one, look at that. And, is that too big? It's too big. Okay, let's stick with this one. So that's kind of... And this one, I want to have the same effect. You know, the paint, well, it seems to behave the same way. I was going to say it's behaving differently even though it's the same company. But it might be just, I don't know what it is. Because it feels different than the black. The black felt more smooth. This one's a little bit heavy. And I want to get that bump out effect. Just like on the bottom there. Now you see what I'm saying here? I don't know if when I'm painting here, it's kind of touchy. Wish I could zoom in, but you know what? Oh shit, fuck, you see? I got some black there, so I'm gonna be careful. I'm not gonna do any more down there. I'll touch that up later. Now remember, and you don't have to paint on canvas, right? You can paint on anything, any surface. Don't paint on people's houses, okay? Unless you ask them. If you paint on my house, I'm pissed. Even though I don't have a house. But you come over to my house and then I'm making a coffee and then I come out and you're painting on the wall. You're not going to be invited back, okay? In fact, I might ask you to leave. Clean the goddamn mess up first. And you're likely not to be my friend after that. It's only me that gets to paint on my walls, not you. So I'm not big on tagging, which is, I think, like one homeowner, I go for hikes all the time. And I'm here in Toronto. And I was on my hike and I was cutting through a back lane. And the person that owned the house came out and saw the graffiti on their house, and they were just so sad. So you have to remember, Banksy, the fuck are you doing? Who do you think you are? Don't paint on my fucking house. If I catch you paint on my house, Banksy, you're gonna have a word. You're gonna have to buy my house, you prick. And I don't let, you know, Banksy doesn't do it for me, I'm sorry. It's too smug, too cute. And that art theft thing that he did there, and the stupid shredder, I'll clip those in. You know what time it is here? Neither do I. Let's see what time it is. Oh, jeez. I don't know. Quarter after 3 in the morning. But you know what? I woke up bright, and this was the thing that I wanted to do. So I'm doing it. Sometimes I go back to sleep. I find that to be useful if you can't sleep, to do something. I'm not going to run a marathon. I paint today. And you see, I have to come back and touch up. So don't bore you with that. Because I don't want to, oh, maybe I can do it now. Be careful. That's nice. See how it's kind of, can't see that, but it's kind of going into a groove there. That's right, made a mistake. Try and do this. Very touchy. See why I have a table here, I can paint on it. I can take the excess paint off on the table. Which you notice is a small table. So you don't have to have a huge studio to paint. Just this much. It's not much bigger than a painting. Now, if you're doing 8-foot paintings, you can't really do that, but I'm not, so that doesn't matter. That's too tricky, that part. Okay. Now, you notice, you can't notice that. Maybe you can. Hold it up. You know what I'm going to do? There's all sorts of little specks in there. I don't know why. But now, because this is really sensitive, I'm going to stop. And the touch-ups I might not bore you with. That was now it's pretty much complete. Touching up is tricky, but it's even more boring than this. But since you're like me, or like you, maybe you like this shit. I do. Just a piece here. That's all. It's really empty, this one. I squirted out some more. Jesus. Patch here that was not covered well. Now you have to be careful now here. You don't mess up what you just did. Because paint is like, at this point, it's very sensitive. And then it dries hard. It dries kind of like a plastic. I guess you could say acrylic is plastic. So, actually I should look into what acrylic is. It dries fast. Faster. Oil, it smells nice and is beautiful, but it takes forever to dry. Okay, I have to leave this because I'm gonna ruin it if I don't. Okay, that's pretty much the job for today. Be back with more. You have yourself a good Tuesday or Friday or Monday or Wednesday or Saturday or holiday or New Year's Day or any day and every day.